Ventura Music School, and this is a video on just a simple jazzy blues, and we'll do this in G minor. So we're going to start out with this cool walking bass line. We're going to start on the low E string 3rd fret, then down to the 5th string, open 1, 2, 3, back up to the low E, open 1, 2, 3. And we're focusing on the G and the C. And so the count for this is G, 1, 2, 3, C, 1, 2, 3, G, C. Now what we want to do, we want to add some chords to that. And so we want to add the G7 and C7 chords. We're going to do jazzy versions of these chords, simple jazzy versions. So for the G7, we're going to do index finger on the 3rd fret of the low E, middle finger on the 3rd fret of the D string, and the ring finger on the 4th fret of the G string. And then I'm going to hybrid pick those. So I'm going to pick, with the pick, the 6th string, and the 3rd and 4th strings, I'm going to use my middle finger on the 4th string and ring finger on the 3rd string, plucking those together. I'm going to pluck those, and then I'm going to keep going with that walking bass line. 5th string, open. When we get here to the C, I'm going to do middle finger on the 3rd string, on the 5th string 3rd fret, index finger on the 4th string 2nd fret, and ring finger on the 3rd string 3rd fret. And once again, the same hybrid pattern with the pick. Pick on the 5th string, and those same 2 fingers on the 3rd and 4th. Back to the 6th string. So, and notice, watch this. So here's my G7. Open, 1st fret, 2nd fret with the middle finger. I'm going to keep that middle finger here for the chord. When I get back to the 6th string, 1st finger all the way, because I want that 1st finger for the chord. We would do that 3 times. And then after the G, on the 3rd time, we would go to a D7, which is just like our C7 here, but moved up to the 5th fret. And that's our turnaround chord. Now we can do that simple D7, and you can arpeggiate it. Give it some vibrato. You can also, there's a variety of chords that we can do for that, that turnaround. We can do that. We can simply add our pinky on the 2nd string, 5th fret. That makes it D9. We could do this D9 chord, which is the middle finger, the ring finger barring 1st, 2nd, and 3rd strings at the 5th fret, and then these 2 fingers here, index on the 5th. We could also do this E, sharp 9. That's like, this is a D sharp 9. It's like our Hendrix chord, like Purple Haze, but instead of at the E, where it is for Hendrix, it's down on the D. And then if we take the pinky off, the sharp 9, we can take our index finger and bar it over the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings for a flat 9. And then start over again. That's our chord progression, which is just it's a walking bass line, it's jazzy and cool, has a good vibe to it. And then what we want to do for soloing over that, simplest thing we can do is just use our G minor pentatonic. Or we can also use our G natural minor. And what that's going to be, on the 6th string, it's going to be 3, 5, 6. So Same on the 5th string. On the 4th string, 3, 5, 7. 3rd string, 3, 5. 2nd string, 3, 4, 6. And the 1st string, 3, 5, 6. Now, here's what I think is cool. Let's go to our 5th. So we'll count up 5 steps on that G natural minor scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's our 5th. My favorite bluesy note is often a flat 5. Has a cool vibe to it. It's good here, but it's better an octave higher on the 3rd string, 6th fret. And check this out. Often I like to play that note and then come down to the 1st string, 3rd fret. It's a cool sound. We can also go an octave higher than that. Often we extend the pentatonic. And here's our flat 5. 1st string, 9th fret. We can have this, we can do, we're going to hammer on from 8 to 9, pull off to 8 and back to 6. Here's a really cool riff. Okay, so index finger on the 3rd string, 5th fret, pinky on the 2nd string, 8th fret. Play those two together. And now hammer on that flat 5 on the 6th fret. So continue that phrase. Let's go 3rd fret up to the 7th fret. Pinky on the 1st string, 10th fret, the octave of that. And I can either play that both with the pick, or I can hybrid pick it. We don't want to hear the 2nd string. We want that muted out. And now I'm going to go up to the 3rd string, 10th fret. This pinky is going to stay on the 1st string, 10th fret the whole time. And then we're going to come down to the 2nd string, 8th fret. And now with those two notes, I'm going to hammer onto the 9th fret of the 2nd string. Then I can just move these two fingers down a couple of frets. And then I can come down back into that 1st pentatonic position. The pinky's on the 1st string, 6th fret, and the index on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. And then I like this bend right here. I'm going to keep the pinky there. I'm going to put my ring finger on the 5th fret of the 2nd string. And then the way I often like to end is by one note flat of the tonic. Come to the tonic. And what I'm doing there, I'm doing that G7 chord that we had, and I'm adding the 13th, which is the 5th fret of the 2nd string, and the 9th, which is the 5th fret of the 1st string. Enjoy. See you soon. Hey, Andrew here from Ventura Music School, and we're going to look at some jazzy blues in the key of G. And so we're going to start out with this kind of walking bass line, and we'll start on a G note on the low E string. Then we're going to go to the 5th string, and we're going to walk up to C. So we're going to do open, 1, first fret, second fret, third fret is our C. So far we've got. And then after that, we're going to go back to the 6th string, open 1, 2, and back to G. And the timing on this is G, 2, 3, 4, C, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4, C. Okay, now what we want to do is on the G and the C, we want to add chords to that. So let's take a look at we're going to add a G7, and a jazzy kind of simple way to do that. We're going to put our index finger on the 6th string, 3rd fret, our middle finger on the 4th string, 3rd fret, and our ring finger on the 3rd string, 4th fret. And we're going to play those together. What I'm doing for that is I'm playing the 6th string with the pick, and then I'm using my ring finger on the 3rd string, my middle finger on the 4th string, and I'm plucking those 3 strings at the same time. It's called hybrid picking when we're using a pick and fingers at the same time. So I'm doing that. And now I'm going to go to my C here, but I want to do a C7 chord. So here's my regular C chord, and if I added my pinky on the 3rd string, that would be a typical C7. But instead of that, I'm going to just do my middle finger on the 3rd fret of the 5th string, index finger on the 4th string, 2nd fret, and ring finger on the 3rd string, 3rd fret. So just, it's the same as this, but we're not needing this note here. So far we've got. And I'm picking that chord the same way, the pick on the 5th string, and then these fingers on the 3rd and 4th string. Now check this out. So when I do this, first finger, second finger again. First finger. I'm just moving the first finger up because I want that first finger here for the chord. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that 3 times. And then as a turnaround, simple turnaround, I'm just going to go to D7. Make it D9. And that is just like our C7 here. Just moved up 2 frets. And if I add my pinky on the 2nd string, it makes it D9. I could even do this D9. Another thing we can do, okay, instead of plucking this, so far we have all quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, so forth. Let's break that chord up to 8th notes. So instead of doing this, we'll do this. Bass note and the rest of the chord. also do this. We could do this D sharp 9. It's just like this D9. But we're going to move this out. That's a Hendrix chord, like Purple Haze. But instead of here at E, we're down D. And then we could, that's the sharp 9. We could take that off and we could take this finger, move it down like that. So I'm barring with that and getting the second. Now, along with this, we're going to play the G minor pentatonic. Or we can play the G natural minor scale. And what that's going to be is 3, 5, 6, 5th string 3, 5, 6, 4th string 3, 5, 7, the 3rd string 3, 5, 2nd string 3, 4, 5, 4, 6, and the 1st string 3, 5, 6. Now, my favorite note for blues quite often is the flat 5. So if we take that scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, here's our 5th, flat it. And that's cool. It's more interesting in higher octaves. So if we go one octave higher than that, we've got this. That is the 6th fret of the 3rd string. A lot of times what I like to do is, then I like to play the 1st string, 3rd fret, skipping over that 2nd string. Now even 1 fret higher than this. Here's another really cool riff. Alright, so what if I go from 3 here to 5 with the 1st finger on the 3rd string? I'm going to put my pinky on the 2nd string, 8th fret. Play those 2 strings together. And now I'm going to hammer on that flat 5. Sometimes I'll do it like this. Further, now let's move the 1st finger on the 3rd string up to the 7th fret, and let's get the octave on the 1st string, 10th fret. Such a cool little riff. So I'm playing that octave, and you can either do it by the pick on the 3rd string and the middle finger on the 1st string, or you can just strum it. You want to make sure you're muting out the 2nd string. After we do that, we're going to take the ring, we're going to leave the pinky where it is. We're going to put the ring finger on the 3rd string, 10th fret. Play those 2 together, again muting out the 2nd string. And then, leaving the pinky where it is, we're going to put our index finger on the 2nd string, 8th fret. And then with the middle finger, we're hammering on to the 9th fret. Back off. So far. Then I'm going to take these 2 fingers, just bring them down 2 frets. I might add this finger here on the 2nd string. And then I'm going to come back down into that 1st pentatonic position. 6th fret on the 1st string, 3rd fret on the 2nd string. And here's a dissonant bend that's out of key. And basically that's 6th fret on the 1st string, 5th fret on the 2nd string. I'm going to go 1 fret down from the tonic, come here, and then one chord I really like to end on quite often is, this is a G13 add 9. G9, 13, something like that. It's got a 9 and a 13, and basically what it is the index finger on the 6th string, 3rd fret, middle finger here. It's that G, we were doing that G7. What we're going to do, we're just going to add the pinky on the 1st and 2nd strings at the 5th fret. Very dissonant, bluesy, jazzy chord. So enjoy that. See you soon.